The other day I was looking for something to watch and I stumbled across How to Date Billy Walsh. Little did I know that would be the worst hour and however long, I'm not even bothering to look up how long that is, of my life. It's funny because rom-coms are supposed to be made up of two parts, romance and comedy, right? Well, the makers of this movie, they wanted to be innovative. They wanted to get rid of both staples of the genre, creating an unfunny and far from romantic TikTok of a movie. Kind of feels wrong to call it a movie, really. I think that's giving them a bit too much credit here. How to Date Billy Walsh is possibly one of the worst movies I have ever watched, and I have a list. It's not one of the movies that's so bad it's good, it's just bad. Like, I'm not watching this again, ever. Don't make me watch it. If you told me an AI wrote this script, I would not be surprised. It's unfathomably bad, but I'm going to try and explain to you why it is indeed so terrible. I'll give you a quick little plot summary so you can kind of get the idea. This is the main character. He's a high school kid called Archie. No, I'm not finding good photos. This movie does not deserve it. He is unrequitedly in love with his best friend, Amelia, and he has been ever since they were little. He's never been able to tell her how he feels about her, but this is all gonna change because he's gonna ask her to the dance. But that plan is quickly spoiled when the eponymously named American transfer student Billy Walsh arrives. Amelia is completely enamored by him, but doesn't really know how to talk to him, so she decides to enlist the help of a love doctor who gives her terrible advice. This is the only image or video I could actually find of the love doctor, so this is what we're working with. Also, the terrible advice is given to her because the love doctor is actually Archie. I know, shock, because he wants to sabotage her chances with Billy. Billy eventually asks Amelia on a date after she's hit by a car, of course, and so she has a terrible date with Billy. He's upset with her. She does a monologue over the school announcements, and of course, that's enough for them to make up. But then, oh my god, Amelia realizes that it was Archie all along that she loves. Yay! I know, this plot sounds amazing. How could it go so wrong? Well, the characters. So, this is Archie. Main character points that you need to know. He's in love with his best friend. He likes astronomy. He has a lot of money. That's pretty much what you need to know, genuinely. We are told, not shown, that he's in love with his best friend. Like, he just does a little monologue, just so we're caught up. There's no nuance to this film. But the thing is, we don't really care if she ends up with him in the end, because they didn't develop his character. Everything in this list is everything we know about him, except for the fact that they like movies. Add that on there. They like movies. There's no reason to root for him or even care about what he's doing. Additionally, he breaks the fourth wall a lot, which was not doing what they had hoped at all. And this is no hate towards Sebastian Croft at all, because I really loved him in Heartstopper, but I loved to hate his character, which means he was doing a good job. This movie, however, did him really dirty. Archie's best friend and love interest, Amelia. Her main character points are she is Archie's bestie, her mum died, and she loves Billy Walsh. Again, shock, horror. She is not fleshed out at all. She's only really characterized by her interest for men, which is not great. And we also just don't care what happens. Don't care what happens with these characters at all. Don't want to root for them. Don't care if she dates Billy Walsh or not. Not sad when that messes up. She's really mean to him on the date actually as well, because the love doctor says, treat him mean, keep him keen. And so she just is horrible to him, and that does not work out well. And she didn't use her brain. Like, this is a random old man that you found on your phone. Why trust every word that he says? But seriously, we don't care. Final character in the non-existent love triangle is the eponymous Billy Walsh. Main character points. One thing about Billy Walsh, he will wear a leather jacket. He will wear a leather jacket. He also doesn't like being judged because, guys, he's really a nice guy. He's really nice and he gets judged too much. And he's American. But seriously, out of all of the characters, he's the most two-dimensional of them all. If you had ripped a page out of a book and stuck it in a hydraulic press, it would still be more dimensional than Billy Walsh. He is Amelia's love interest. Yes, he is conventionally attractive, and yes, he rides a motorbike, and never with a helmet. Health and safety, please come get your man. I don't think he's old enough to ride this. My favourite part of his character is when we have a completely random, irrelevant monologue of him talking about how he always gets judged before people get to know him. But I really don't think that's actually what was happening in that scene. I don't think she was judging him. She was just being, like, kind of mean. Very out of pocket. I feel really bad for Tanner Buchanan. I think his agent hates him. He's really good in Cobra Kai, and since then he's been in He's All That and this. So I think his agent is out to get him or something. And finally, not necessarily a character, kind of character, the love doctor. This is used as a plot device so that Archie can try and foil Amelia's chances with Billy. This part of the movie genuinely felt like a fever dream. You're telling me that he downloaded an app on his phone that turned him into an old man that he could use to make him look like an old man on his FaceTime call, and he didn't get a virus on his phone. Also, I recall this being a free download. I could be wrong, but I do not want to watch that movie back to find out, so we're going to go with it was free. And if it was free, There are no apps on the App Store that do anything for free, so unrealistic. The Love Doctor, we know he listens to Amelia's problems. She wants to date Billy Walsh. He gives her advice. She does it. It doesn't work. Until it randomly does work. That's not what Archie wanted, but it ends up working out. And of course, at the end of the movie, Amelia discovers that Archie was the Love Doctor all along and was trying to get her and Billy to fall out. And she is so mad at him for about 2 minutes. Then she instantly forgives him, and the end. Why would she not? Guys, maybe the Love Doctor was the friends we made along the way. I don't even want to burden you with the side characters, like the bully jock who exclusively wears a swimming cap in every situation. A swimming cap and goggles. That is the level of characterization that we have going on here. Someone planned out the costumes and thought, let's keep this kid in a swim cap and goggles in every scene, guys. It's gonna be so funny. I'm laughing. Haha. Honorable mentions of some more terrible aspects. The constant fake farting sound effects. But you weren't expecting that, because neither was I, and then it happened and I had to endure it. The constant effects that appear on the screen, it's kind of hard to explain, but look at this. What is this? I don't want to watch a TikTok if I'm watching a movie. If I'm watching a movie, that's what I want to watch. It feels like a movie, like Harry Styles would know. This bad. This is like the new Mean Girls movie, which I haven't watched and I don't want to. And this is why. Also, if you don't want to watch the full movie, because why would you do that? But you do want to experience like a little snippet, this clip, the first 2 minutes is all you need to watch. It'll give you all you need. The music. So we know that music is a very powerful tool used in movies and TV shows. Look at the Lost soundtrack. Michael Giacchino is such an impressive composer. He used parts of a plane to create some of the music on Lost. It really elevated the scenes that were already amazing and just made them that much better. Think of movies like She's the Man. That scene of the Veronica's playing in the background with Amanda Bynes like in the spinning ride at the carnival, changing from her boy costume to a girl costume, stuck in my head forever. Do Revenge, when we find out that, spoiler alert, that Eleanor has been trying to trick Drea the whole time. That is such a crucial part, the music. You know what's not a good use of music? Is when you try and replace good dialogue, good acting, good writing with music. This movie uses so much music all the time to try and cover up all of the poor aspects. They're putting a band-aid over the Grand Canyon. It is not working. They also used levitating in this movie, and it made me think of the Percy Jackson Lotus Casino scene, and we know that that is not a good thing. See previous video. And if you don't believe me, here are some reviews I found on Rotten Tomatoes. Even with diminished expectations, it rates. Absolutely, I have to clean my eyes after watching this. Great fun, good old high school rom-com, loved it. Deborah, I don't think we watched the same movie. Good fun, great cast, fun cameos, definitely worth a watch. Sebastian Croft, just because you changed your last name doesn't mean I don't know that's you. That's Try Buddy. You know what though? Good things about this movie, we're gonna give them a little bit of credit. The sets were genuinely stunning. The exterior of the school was beautiful. Like, look at this shot. This shot doesn't look like it deserves to be in this movie. It's really pretty. Archie's room was very well made, and it actually kind of embodied what we knew about his character, and that's kind of the only reason why I knew he liked astronomy. I could put that in part of his character. But sick room. Sometimes they have rich characters and they give them the most boring room ever, but this, they actually, maybe they spent too much time on the sets. Maybe they only did the set design. Even Amelia's house was really pretty. There's a really out of place scene towards the end of the movie where Amelia is talking to her dad about her mom, and he's asking her dad when he knew that his wife was the one before she died, obviously. And it's really, really sweet. It's like really wholesome, really well acted, and it does not make sense in this movie because what do you mean? Couldn't you do that for the whole movie? Act well, write well. Like, it was a really nice, well put together scene, and that's the only one. That is the only good scene. There's a random Maisie Peters cameo, which was cute, slightly pointless, so maybe that's a half good, half bad thing. And finally, I'm grabbing at straws. Amelia's dress was really pretty at the dance. It was really pretty. Go them. Overall, the final thoughts on How to Date Billy Walsh. This movie did not need to be made. There was really no reason why it should have been made. It was painfully predictable and unoriginal. So feel free if you want to go waste a couple hours, if you want to let me know what you think, but I would suggest maybe skipping this one. Just because I feel like that whole movie was brain rot. I will give you a little fact at the end because you've made it this far, if anyone's actually watching. Did you know that all of the anglerfish that we know and we see, they're all females? The ones in Finding Nemo, that one's a female, because the males are all parasitic. They're so small that we didn't even know that there were males. Everyone was like, how is this happening? How are there more anglerfish? So yeah, just a little fun fact.